we have is the lawn sign for Prop 6 presented by Michael Sock Jr. Who would like to start us off with this conversation? Either an opinion or a question about the lawn sign. Anyone? Yes, ma'am. Can you say your name for everyone?
I'm Delia.
Delia, go ahead.
Well, Michael, the way I understand it, sorry, MJ? The way I understand it, Proposition 6 is to close down Compton High School. How do you and other students feel about that?
Yeah.
Well, I don't, I don't know that I speak for all the students at the high school, but I'd be okay with it.
In Praline High School, that'd be okay?
Yeah, the guy was talking to a couple people, they have a swimming pool and they have like a computer lab and they have, I hear that they're gonna build like an ice rink maybe in the next year, and then take ice skating for gym. So I have my gym credits and and there are just a lot more kids there, and you, Melanie, you support it too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
I'm sorry, we're not voting on Prop 6 tonight. I feel like this is really inappropriate. We're voting about the sign. We're discussing the sign.
Thank you, Corinne. Thank you. I think we do have some questions. Other questions about the lawn sign. Yes, can you say your name for everyone?
I am also Michael.
Michael to a Michael, of course, yes.
I'm a little concerned that this is a pro Prop 6 sign, and I wonder if we should also consider the opposite, the negative.
Alexander, did you have one? Or?
Yeah, I just wanted to know what you feel the emotional value of
or historic or artistic or...
Well, I think historically, it seems that historically it's obviously a big...
It's brand new, it's not historic. It's not even happened yet. So how did that
Not technically, but...
in the future...
What does not technically mean?
Well,
technically.
But this does affect us right now. We're talking about a high school that has been around for a long time, so there is some history there.
No, we're talking about the sign, Michael, and the ephemeral artifacts are for right now. Which MJ proposed. Indeed.
Correct.
Thank you, Michael.
All right. I'm sorry, Aaron, did you have
I think
something?
the question was answered,
Oh,
though.
okay.
What's the emotional value of the sign to you, MJ?
Oh, the emotion, well, we're kind of yelling at each other right now, so.
Now, who here saw that meteorite? Who was at that game? Can we see some hands? So we had some fans. We had some baseball fans there. Peter, did you have something?
I was going to ask, did you ever find out how old the meteorite was?
That's a good question.
And actually, Bob, can you you had an estimate on not an estimate, but you had actually one.
Right, 4.7 billion years. The time of the formation of the solar system. So, a piece of history sitting right there.
Wow.
To us.
Wow. That's a good question. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate your expertise on that.
I think we should go ahead and move on to the railroad spike that was proposed by Mr. Guy. So who would like to begin our discussion about the railroad spike? Yes, sir.
Were there any Chinese
could you
involved
just
in
introduce
planting
yourself,
the spike in the
please?
ground?
Could you introduce yourself, please?
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all.
I'm Gordon. Were there any Chinese involved in planting that spike into the ground?
Yes.
Dave, I don't know that I can speak specifically to how the spike was planted into the ground. Thank you for that question, Gordon. I think it certainly is an important one, and I would never think to offend or not to push or to push under the idea that there was some labor that happened during that time that we may find pretty offensive by our standards today. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to just really bring it back to the idea that I'm putting it forward as a proposal because it represents our ability as a town to come together and that hopefulness. I can't remember who, but I talked to somebody just at the break who said, railroads either make or break a town, and it certainly made our town. And I really think that's why it's important to us.
Thank you. Interesting. All right. Oh, well, all right.
I am abstaining this afternoon, though I do, can we just hop in for just a second?
Just a second.
The railroad spike, to me, is a particularly fascinating artifact simply because, as many people know, it was a great industrial revolution in Beertown. There was also a time of great oppression for the Thakowaki community who had founded this great area in this nation. And so when that railroad came through, it really devastated the Thakowaki community. And frankly, when I'm up for re-election in 2017, the fates and the rights of the indigenous people are a big,
Would you want to keep this discussion about the spike?
Absolutely.
Okay.
It was oppressive, and frankly, if I were to vote, I don't think I could vote it in. I simply couldn't.
Thank you so much.
Not for what they did.
All right, thank you, Representative. We appreciate your viewpoints. Anyone else? Yes, sir?
I'm Larry. I have a great fascination for railroads. My dad was a railroader. I've operated railroad engines. Railroads, as one gentleman indicated, make or break towns and communities. It made Beertown years ago. Without a railroad, many towns wouldn't even be in existence today. It is unfortunate that it's no longer here, but we as a country revere the railroad spike at Promontory Point in Utah, where the two trains, transcontinental trains, came together. Now, granted, there was oppressed labor involved in that. There was at the time. That's part of what we do back then. But we don't do it today. But does that mean we still can't honor a spike that helped make Beertown what it is and what it was at that time?
Thank you, Larry. We're going to go here and then here. Yes, ma'am.
Cece, I have some questions about the gold.
Sure.
It seems very ostentatious to me. Is that the message that we want? And do we know that the gold was mined in a way that was ecologically sound?
And here in Beertown, we're getting our hands dirty, so don't forget, River Cleanup Day on the first day of spring. It's going to be good. Okay, anybody else have a thought? Yes, Scooter, I said you were next.
Scooter Bagel, not Bagel.
Right.
Bagel. The same way you pronounce it. Of course. MJ, I wanted to say I loved your speech. It was really heartfelt. You put all of the heat into it. It was amazing. I do want to say, though, I don't know if our time capsule is quite ready for the river to be a part of it. We all know there's some pollution elements, and we want it to be a little bit more representational of Beertown when it was first founded as a part of that. And more so than that, the river is something that we all can go see, we can go walk down to and visit every day of our life. A lot of these other artifacts, we see these once every 5 years. When the river comes out in 5 years, maybe it won't be as special to us because we'll be like, hey, the river's just down the road, we can go visit it anytime that we want.
It's a great perspective, Scooter. Thank you so much. And then I'm going to let you respond, then we're going to come over here.
Yeah, my name is...
Oh, that's all right. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No. Sorry, I was unclear. MJ, is all right if she goes?
Yes.
Okay, I'll let you go ahead.
Thank you, MJ. That means a lot to me. I'm Big Mount, everyone. I think that despite the issue of pollution, and I think that despite the fact that we can see the river every day, it is still such an integral part of who we are. Just because the river is polluted doesn't mean that we love it any less, and just because it's polluted doesn't mean that we ourselves are bad people, and that we dislike ourselves for having polluted it. Like, we all still consider Beertown a great place, even though we have our flaws. But I think that the river and the river water is a great representation of Beertown, past, present, and future. It's something that we need to honor since it's such an important part of our founding.
Thank you so much, Vic.
My name's Todd. I just wanted to ask, and I wanted to come back to the issue of the strike anywhere, because of course, most matchbooks actually will say close before striking. So, it seems to me like perhaps there's a subtle undercurrent of fomenting labor unrest, and I'm not sure that's the type of symbol that we want to include as we think about the history of our town, particularly given the importance of labor and the challenges that the city has faced with the closing of the brewery, et cetera, et cetera.
Sounds like burn, baby, burn.
hostile, a little bitter about losing the election to me. Next time, I'm not running again. But good vocabulary, Todd. Lovely. Yeah, Representative.
Certainly. Representative, Cooper. I think the strike anywhere, as far as the core movement went, just going back on research that I've done, it meant more so that the racism can strike anywhere. That it is up to us, all of us, to be aware at all times and to be able to strike against racism when it does strike anywhere. So I think that's more of the double entendre message of the core matchbook.
Thank you, Representative. On that note, I do have to get us moving now. Yes, dear, right there. Could you introduce yourself, please?
My name is Nancy.
Thank you, Nancy.
And I believe the children are our future. Let's look around here. Other than those of us for whom only our hairdresser knows for sure, most of us are of a certain age.
You can say it. It's not a dirty word. Love it.
But where is our future? We need to draw in young people. I think Anna spoke eloquently, and I think we need to look to the future. And I mean, who doesn't Twitter? Everything. And I bet MJ could teach me how to Twitter.
She could.
I believe that children.
And folks, don't forget, Edwin is leading the social media for seniors class at the Brentford Library. So if you'd like to come check that out, you can all learn to tweet and Facebook and Instagram.
There's enough old stuff up there. We need something new, even if we
Okay, I love it. I love it. Yes, dear. What's your name?
Nadine.
I love how everyone has to check. It's like,
I think it's a really nice idea. I had no idea what a hashtag was. I know it's like that pound-looking sign.
It is. It is.
I didn't even know what you're supposed to do with it. My grandkids just, I just text, which sometimes I hit the send button before I finish writing. So
big fingers. I can
celebrate what those people are speaking. I have absolutely no clue about it. I don't even understand. When she explained it, I still didn't understand.
Look at me. I don't understand baseball, and we have two things going on here with baseball, and I don't know anything. But I appreciate that. Who else wants to speak about the hashtag? Anybody? In the back, yes, please. What's your name, dear?
Devin.
Thank you, Devin.
I think it was Ellen who was asking about being a hero in Beertown. Well,
it was Marie.
Oh, I'm sorry, Marie. I apologize. Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. It's all right.
Isn't this the example of a hero in Beertown?
Right there.
Hashtag hero!
Good job. Is that a problem? Edwin, all right, what would you like to say about the hashtag?
McFarland, City Manager, 20th Quincentennial Ombudsman. Good evening. When we consider the heat of the object, the H unfortunately does not stand for heroic. The H is for historic, and I do not feel that the hashtag has withstood the test of time to truly qualify as a historic record. No offense, MJ, I do think it's a very creative choice, but I do not think it has the historic element of heat.
And just a reminder, it's not a checklist. It doesn't have to have all of them. It just has to have maybe one of them.
I'm well aware. Thank you.
Thank you. I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to Ed. That was
understood.
Rude. Yes. Mandy, I think I saw your hand. Do you still want to speak? No, you changed your mind. All right. Anybody else want to speak about this hashtag? Oh, right here. What's your name, please?
Erin.
Thank you, Erin.
I think it does have historic value because the hashtag is part of our lexicon now, and it was added to the dictionary, and I think it's part of our present history.
Fantastic, Erin. And love the use of the lexicon. Very nice. David, please.
struggling with being black in Beertown, to be honest.
I bet you it's harder for MJ.
Nice round of applause, and everyone, that's sort of the conventional wisdom these days, but it is something that strikes me as strange that we would celebrate one race and at the expense of another. I mean, I just think we could just be being myself in Beertown, you know, and...
Okay, please let us finish.
And I know that's not a popular view, but I think that it needs to be said. So that's what I'm saying.
Thank you, David. Yes, John.
With all respect, Dave, I'm John, and the history of Beertown has not always been one that has been receptive to diversity. I mean, when we think about our long gone brothers and sisters in the Pakawaki tribe, that was not a good part of our history, and it's something that we have been able to continually rise above, and we've been able to more and more bring more diverse voices into Beertown, and now with our thriving entrepreneurial economy, we're attracting more and more diverse viewpoints, and I think that adding this, if we talk about what Arthur said earlier about our values as Beertown, what better value to represent in Beertown than something of our youth and of the diversity that Beertown celebrates. Woo!